Good morning, class 10. Today we'll be starting a new chapter, that is nervous system, chapter number 9. So far we have completed excretory system, circulatory system. Now this is the second last chapter that we need to learn. Okay. So in nervous system we'll be learning about, as you can see on the figure also, neuron today. And then after that we'll be learning about different parts of nervous system, that is central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. Then again the parts of central nervous system, okay, like brain and spinal cord. Okay, then after that, after completing this nervous system, after clearing the term like reflex action, reflex arc, and then about the synapse, then we'll start again another chapter, that is another part of the nervous system, that is sense organ, where we'll be learning about eye and ear. So today we'll be learning about the neuron, and then we'll try to understand that why we need to learn or we need to know about the nervous system, or why should human being have the nervous system. So here students have included 3 main points, okay, which tells us that why nervous system is needed in human being. So number 1 is, it is given that it keeps us, nervous system helps us to keep us aware or informed about the changes that usually take place in our surrounding. Then again the second point is given here, that is nervous system helps us to remember, okay, then again to think, to reason out. Then the last one is that it also helps us to regulate the involuntary and voluntary actions. Involuntary action which is not under our control, voluntary action which are under our control, about which we will again discuss later. Now after that, before starting the main part of nervous system, first we'll try to understand about the structural and functional unit of nervous system. So it is the nerve cell or the neuron which makes the whole structure of the nervous system. So that is why the neuron is called as the structural unit, and it is the smallest part of the nervous system which remains functional. So that is why it is considered as the functional unit. So in order to define, if you are asked about the neuron, you need to say that neuron is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Then now we'll try to understand the different parts of neuron. Okay, see, I have drawn a very simple diagram of neuron. Now we'll try to understand how many structures are there, how many parts these neuron usually have. As you can see in the figure, the star-shaped part of the neuron. Okay, the star-shaped part of the neuron is called cell body. It is also called cytone. And then see several shorter branches arising from the cell body, which are called the dendrites. The main branch is called dendron, which further branches to form dendrites. Okay, and then a single long branch arising from the cell body is what we call axon. This cell body is also called as cytone. Okay, then this cell body bears a large nucleus inside it, which okay. Then again, its cytoplasm is granulated due to the presence of granules such as Nissel's granules. Nissels are not labeled here. Now further, this axon is first covered by a discontinuous fatty layer which we call as the myelin sheath. Okay, as you can see in the figure also, discontinuous layer, okay, which we call as the myelin sheath. It is further covered by a continuous layer, a continuous membrane which we call as the neurolemma. Okay. Axon for the branches to form axon terminals. The end of these axon terminal terminates in a node-like structure which we call as the synaptic node. Inside the synaptic node, the chemical substances are stored which are called neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters help in the transmission of nerve impulse, okay, from one neuron to the another neuron, about which we will again discuss later. Okay, the best example of neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. Okay, acetylcholine, these are given in the book also. You can go through the book. Okay, so this is about the neuron. And one more important part, if you are asked about the difference between dendrite and axon, then how many points you should be including? See, several dendrite, several shorter branches arising from the cell body are called dendrites. A single long branch arising from the cell body is called axon. First difference. The second difference is that dendrite bring the nerve impulse, okay, nerve impulse to the cell body, and axon takes the nerve impulse away from the cell body. Okay, so dendrites are afferent branch, and again axon are efferent branch. They take the message away from the cell body. Okay, about the nerve impulse are actually electrical disturbance, which electrical disturbance or the messages, okay, which is usually carried by the neuron. Okay, so this is about the nerve cell, neuron. Now in the next video we will learn about the transmission of nerve impulse through this neuron. Thank you, students.